Okay, so just a bit of a recap for these devices. There are two of these devices. There's a white one and a black one. This is obviously from the box. The black one, I assume the white one comes in a white box. I had the OG, the original version of this for such a long time. I did sell it recently so that I could afford this. This is not sponsored or anything like this. I paid for it all myself. Because I use it loads. I use it for Game Pass for streaming games. I use it from streaming games directly from Steam, from my PC. I install and play a lot of Division locally to it as well, and it runs really well. So I'm hoping for quite a big improvement on this device. All right, so let's start with the main thing itself. It's got some sealable tabs here on the side. The box looks a lot like if you've seen the back of an Xbox box. This is very, very similar kind of labeling and branding. Quite cool that they've done that. I don't think a lot of people would notice that if they've never owned an Xbox. It doesn't play Xbox games natively yet. It's got its own streamlined version of Windows on, which we'll get to as well. But let's crack this thing open and see what we get inside the box. Okay, so let's get the sticky tabs off. It looks like it slides off hesitantly, and we're going to get two boxes in between. Trying to do this on camera, it's awkward, but we got there in the end. And these two boxes are also sealed together by sticky tabs. We had to remove 4 of these things right off the rip to get into it. So, and I'm not going to lie, this was actually from the actual Asus website. It came extremely well packaged and protected, although it does look like my box did take quite a bit of punishment in getting to me. The box for the case is a little bit damaged, but I'm not too worried about that. The rug itself looks pretty good. So we got 6 of these bad boys off, and we're finally... Are we getting to the goodies? No way is there more of them. There's more? No. Oh, there we go. So the box comes off. It's not 2 boxes, it's just 1 box. So let's whiz this round so it looks the right way. And there we go. So very Steam-like. I did have a Steam Deck prior to both of my ROGs. And this is kind of what that looks like as well. So basically it's got a little bit of an option here. Telling us that's the power button. Okay, that's great. Where we can plug in. So there is 2 USBs C's on the top of this device. There's only 1, I believe, on the white one. I believe the performance, there's a lot of performance videos that you're going to be much better off watching than me talk about it if you want, you know, really drill down. You know, I know Linus has done one. Linus recommended somebody else that had done one as well. And essentially the white version is not much of an upgrade of the previous model. It's more of a, you know, a glorified Steam Deck. This is a bit more of a powerhouse. And I'm really hoping that this, you know, delivers for me playing games, you know, not just streaming, but locally as well. So, yeah, so there's the plugs. We've got to charge on the right-hand one. Or can we charge? I assume we can charge from both of them, right? That's what that's indicating. So plug in. All right, so we can plug in. Yeah, that's great. And then power on. All right, great. So let's just fold this over. Oh, look at that cover. That's some peel. It wraps around the entire thing. So that's what it looks like from the front. We've got the new Xbox button there on the side. Holding onto it in the wrapper at the moment feels a lot like an Xbox controller. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a fan of the Xbox controller over a PlayStation controller. I do like the analogs being just like this. But yeah, looks great. So let's get it out of the way for the minute and see what else is in the box. Is there anything else juicy in there or not? So we've got what looks like manuals. Yeah, manuals, buttons. What's what? Well, we'll leave that because that spoils the surprises, right? So we don't want that. And then we've got what looks exactly the same as the previous ROG charger. A nice little block. And then obviously depending on the region that you buy it on, you'll get whichever one of these you need. I'm in the UK, I get the 3-prong one, and that is all we get. We do get the little Velcro strips, which we like, and that looks like that's all we get in the box. Let's move that out of the way. It's a very heavy I want to say a premium box, right? But what would class as premium? This cardboard's thick. It feels chunky. All right, so let's slide this back in, and there we go. So, all right, so let's just get straight in. Let's get this off. Oh, it's not the peel I was hoping for. It's not the new phone peel. It definitely covers all of it, slightly awkwardly. And I've already got dust on it. I can already see dust on the screen. I'm done for. Touch screen anyway, so you know. All right, so it doesn't feel too heavy. It feels pretty good in the hands. Not much. Doesn't feel much heavier off an Xbox controller. So if I was going to compare it to the OG, my battered Xbox controller, I mean it is heavier. It's probably twice the weight, but it's still not too much in the hands. So we've got the Xbox button. We've got the select button, we've got the armory crate button, and then the start button. And I don't know what this one is over here, so we'll find out when we turn it on. If we were to look at the top, if I zoom in a little bit this side, we've got the power button. Nice that we've still got an old school earphone jack for people that want to plug in. A memory card for an SD, volumes, a battery indicator, and I assume that's like a hard drive blinking indicator. 2 USB-Cs, one of them is labeled 40 watts, so I guess that's for a power mode that you can only get available when it's plugged in. And then nothing on the bottom, but glad that the power's on the top and not on the bottom. It's always awkward for docking if the power is here on the bottom. It's significantly, it's probably about a third chunkier than the original ROG. And then we get the two buttons on the back, which you could map to whatever you want. You could make macros in Armory Crate and things like that for shortcuts, or if you wanted to impersonate any of these buttons. I must admit, it feels really good in the hand. You can see my reflection through the screen. But let's turn it on and see what happens for the first time. Just noticed I've got an Elgato logo here. Where is it? Ooh, there. So this video is not sponsored by Elgato. Alright, so we've got no juice at all. That's unusual. Devices usually come with a little bit of juice. So let's get it plugged in and hope it's not DOA. That would be horrifying. Okay, so we are now plugged in. I see a light appearing on the top, which is a good sign. And there we go, we now have power. So it did come completely dead. And that might be because it had been waiting for me for around a week while I was away. It could have just died over time. Okay, so we're just going to boot up. We're going to leave this real time. I know it's going to make the video longer, but I want you to get the full experience of everything that I see on the first time setup. And I am hoping that the modifications that they've made to the Windows OS do make this a slick experience. I guess that's what they're aiming for. Saying that though, this camera might run out of juice, so I'm going to have to go and get a charger for this. I love it when things go to plan. Hopefully we'll get to the first screen before that happens though. Just a moment. Where's my percentages? But let me know in the comments down below, have you been thinking about getting one of these? Are you not thinking about getting one of these? I think they get a bit of a hard rep. Everyone says just buy a Steam Deck. But natively, this plays games so much better than a Steam Deck. I understand people have a huge Steam library, and with this you are kind of shoehorned into using the new Windows OS, but it will link to your Steam library. You can install all of your Steam games and things like that. I think it gets written off a little bit because of that. Unfortunately, I didn't do any upgrades on the screen. It's still the same screen that I had with the OG model. That's a little bit disappointing. I was kind of hoping that that would be better. That's probably my only downfall on all the homework that I have done for it. But I absolutely loved my original ROG, so I am just hoping this is a better, you know, user interface and performance boost without knocking the camera that you guys are watching. Just a moment. This is more than a moment, Xbox. Come on. Looks like, oh, they definitely improved the The D-pad, that is, yeah, that's way better. All right, so I'm going to leave it there while I grab a charging cable for the camera so that doesn't run out on me. Okay, so I am hoping that they've made some kind of native changes so that I can kind of just navigate through this without using the touchscreen. I can just use these controls. I feel like that should be a thing that I should be able to do. So far we can. I don't want to add a second layout. This is the normal Windows stuff that we can see. All right, so I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi. I'll be right back. Just to show you though, this was fairly straightforward. You click it, it comes up with this, and just like an Xbox, you can do it. Although obviously as well, you can touch the screen if you want to. Okay, we've got all them details entered. The start button is this one lower down rather than higher up. It's a bit odd that they're that way around. It feels counteractive to the Xbox controller. I feel like that definitely should be a placement the other way, but we are secured. The Wi-Fi router isn't too far away from me, so I'm hoping that it's going to connect fairly quickly. I am noticing I'm a little bit orange on this light, but I suppose it doesn't give away too much problems. But as you can see, it's just connecting right now. Checking network requirements. It's taking a while longer than what I would have expected. Come on. Okay, so that took a while longer than what I thought it was going to, but eventually we got there. We'll use the touchscreen for the first time. That works nice and bonny. Checking for updates. I'm guessing they may or may not have done some, I'm not sure. I already wish this was a snappier setup. Essentially, this is just a normal Windows setup that does take a while. People who bought this for that kind of that midway PC console experience will already be like, oh, this is taking so long. I mean, the video itself is at probably nearly 13-14 minutes already, and I'm kind of feeling the pain already myself. So we'll be right back when something more interesting happens. Alright, so we're naming the device Tickles Alley. It cannot contain numbers no more than 15 characters. That's what I want to call it. It sounds a bit rude. Tickles ROG doesn't have the same. Oh man. ROG, is that 15? I mean, that's not a good name. But we don't really care too much for the name. And again, it's just a normal Windows setup. We're checking for Windows updates again. This is all a little bit boring. And it's forced me straight into Windows Update before we even get started. So this is going to be a while. So again, we'll be right back when something more exciting is happening. What we'll do while that's happening, we'll slide this out of the way. We'll put it somewhere hopefully safe. And we'll slide in the case. So as you can see, it has an official logo on it. Designed for handheld, as the Xbox logo on the bottom. This is the official case. It was the only thing available at the time when I bought it, and because I was going on travel, this is what I thought I would get. Just I would kind of wait for a good case to come out. But as you can see, the box did get a little bit damaged in transit, even though, like I said earlier on, the whole thing was packaged really, really well. But we slide it out. Comes into the normal clear bag, and it's definitely weighty. If you're looking to save on weight when you're traveling, this is not going to be the bag for you. But it's a little bit weird off the rip. There's like a pouch on the back, and then a harder case attached to it. It's like almost, oh hang on, I was just about to say almost like they are two completely separate things. They are actually two separate things. So I guess this is for the charger. There is an incredibly thick manual for a case. That's crazy. So this is actually one of the things that I like about this. I didn't know it was going to include this. The charger didn't fit in the official case originally, so I kind of do like that. It has some kind of, it's not just bendy, it has some kind of plastic inside to stop it bending completely. Feels like almost you would break it if you did bend it. And then the case itself, the zip is pretty tough. But I guess that will loosen up over time. It almost feels like the zip is too close to the leather around the outside. It's like fake leather. But that's the case itself. We'll get rid of that. Poisonous, don't eat it, children. And then it has a zip there to keep the device. And if we slide it over while we're still doing Windows updates, I have to keep the charger in because it was completely dead. But as you can see, it just fits snug around in the folds, and that would just close up. The analogs would be secure by this little notch that you have here, keeping it safe. And then yeah, you would just kind of slap the charger on the back or keep it separate. Pretty good case. It's pretty premium. I think it was £60. Pretty expensive for a case, but it is going to keep it very well protected, to say the least, because it is a travel case. It's not like your everyday case. So yeah, thumbs up for that. So now let's just wait for this Windows update to finish. Alright, so after ages, we finally got logged in. We logged in, let it do the updates, and it says to me it comes with Xbox Game Pass Premium. How long for? The device comes with free Xbox Game Pass Premium. Let's say claim. See what it says. So it wants me to add a payment method. Alright, so I'm going to skip it for now, because you do get an amount of time to actually go back in and reclaim that. But I'm guessing it probably just comes with a month. But then you'll have to, once you claim it, go into your account, turn reoccurring billing off, especially with the price hike that it's had recently. I'll probably use that at a more spurring moment, like for instance when a new Call of Duty comes out and I'm trying to play the campaign or something like that, or any other game that they add. So again, we're back to getting update ready. Should it be updates ready? Getting updates ready? Not sure about that. And we are still waiting longer. So if you're buying one of these for a present for somebody for Christmas, maybe not so much an adult, but a child, and they're going to actually want to play it on Christmas morning, let alone what servers can be like and things like that, I definitely would get it set up beforehand if that child's going to be lucky enough to get one, because yeah, this has been a slog. This has been some setup, longer than I've set up, you know, physical PCs beforehand, and much longer than I remember my initial ROG being set up. So I don't know if they were shipped before the hardware was, you know, the software for the hardware was actually ready, and they've kind of put that on afterwards, and you probably got, you know, basic just Windows or a buggy version essentially. But yeah, something included in this setup does take a while. So again, we're going to be back again in just a moment. Why I've been waiting to do the rest of this video, I just kind of had a look in the box. It comes with this cardboard stand. By all means, it's not a great stand, but it kind of does the job a little bit. Like not terrible, not great for me showing you guys, but it's a stand nonetheless. Alright, so we finally made it. Here it is. And I skipped a lot of what I was going to show you in this video because I'm not going to lie, this was not easy to set up. It had errors everywhere. It was all over the place. Had to restart multiple times. There was a issue with the Xbox button, which I guess that it's a thing anyway on PC. If you are using big picture mode on Steam and you press the Xbox button, it will launch the Steam app, and that caused issues because obviously this has its own menu, so I had to fix that. But now I've got it all updated, it seems to be okay. It's just, yeah, it's hours of work to get to where I just got to today. I installed arcraiders. I've not played that game yet, but I'm going to boot it up and show you the performance. I'm obviously also currently installing Division 2, but really I just wanted to show you the kind of what it looks like. This stuff here, the play history, this is all my Game Pass history. So you can kind of go into this and you can play it via an Xbox console, as you can see here. You can play via PC. You can stream from the cloud if you have a subscription. It all just kind of works as expected. And this also looks exactly the same as the recent PC app that has been released. And I've done that before as well, and that works fine. surprisingly enough, I had no errors with that, but I do keep my PC up to date. And I think having all the different versions on this just basically made it just go a little bit haywire until I finally got to the end of setting it up. This is the quick screen experience. So you press the button here, the Xbox button, and you can kind of launch platforms from the bottom really easily if you want to. You can launch the last game that you played really easily. You can kind of shortcut to your library quite easily. The only thing I wish is this library button here on the side, I wish it was at the top. The home one, I mean, it's good to get back into your last game, but the rest is just kind of Xbox spam. And nobody really wants that too much. And then Game Pass, which I have got a subscription, but yeah, I mean, I would just rather my library be at the first thing that I can kind of get to. You can toggle these here, so cloud playable if you had things installed, and toggle them off to get the filters exactly how you want it. I'm obviously just going to keep with installed. What I find really confusing though is if I go to, well, the Xbox button, is that they kept, so there you go, we've got a bug straight away, right? So I clicked on that. I wanted to go into this app here. And now it's launched it, but the first time it didn't launch it. Strange things happen. It's odd. It's very odd. But if you scroll up, you can see this is the new quick interface to switch between the apps if you want to. It's not fully fledged Windows unless you go to this option here at the bottom where you can launch it, but then that uses up extra memory, which obviously is bad for your games. What is odd though, if you launch that mode, you can't unlaunch it. You have to restart to get back to that point. So that's something else that was a little bit weird as well. So as you can see here, this hasn't updated yet with the games that I have installed, but I do believe we just saw that Division, yeah, is ready to go as well. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. You can just use the launchers if you want as normal. If you go into the library, I don't know when or how this will, so that's the search up there. I was kind of hoping it would just auto update. Maybe there's a way to force it. Not too sure. Yeah, I'm not sure because I showed up after a restart. So anyway, not too fussed about that as long as it installs at some point. So then you can just go, this is in the Xbox app. You can just launch it. Essentially, it just launches from Steam straight away. And then just works for some reason. It's showing me the keyboard. And this is what I mean. Like, I'm an early adopter. I expect bugs, but it just seems a little bit too twitchy. My original ROG wasn't anything like this. You either used Windows in its full experience or the Armory crate, and that just kind of worked. And I'm feeling that the Xbox Takeover app isn't quite where it needs to be. It's fully updated. I have got the option to be in the Insider program for some extra updates, and I've not quite done that with this. But I'm feeling like I probably won't. I want the smoothest experience possible, and if this is where I need to be to get that, I'm happy with the memory saving that I'm going to get from not using fully fledged Windows. Now what I'll do, I've got the performance bar running at the top. You can't quite see it very well on the video, but I will tell you the stats at the moment. The temperature is 61 degrees of the system. The battery life is 100% because I've got it plugged in, and at the moment it's 45 FPS in the menus. What is interesting though, if I press the old school command center button, you can see here I'm running on the turbo mode, which is the fastest one when you've got it plugged in for 35 watts. And there's no other limiters on or anything like that. The game is set to whatever it picked itself up as standard. So what we'll do is, if we can figure out where that is, I literally installed it and played the tutorial, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I'll press this one. System. I did find the settings earlier on really easily. The chicken noise drives me crazy. So funny. It's got to be here somewhere, right? There we are. Settings. So you can see here, if I go into the graphics, we're on borderless windowed. We've got AMD FSR3 is currently disabled. VSync disabled. AMD anti-lag though is enabled, but I'm not so sure about the frame generation stuff, especially in a PvP game. It would feel a bit fake. We've got a frame limit of 60 set. We are running at 1080p. Resolution scaling is the AMD FSR3 with a balanced setting. Field of view set at 70. Motion blur is enabled. I hate that, so I'm going to take that off. And yeah, that is kind of where we're at. Everything is set to medium, so we could change some things down if we really wanted to. But this is just what the game has set it on. So let's press play. Let's confirm. I really don't want to go in with anything when I don't really know what I'm doing. Have I got one of the poor person kits? Probably not. So we're just going to go in and pretty much die because people will kill us. I assure I'm done packing. Let's ready up anyway and go in, and we'll just kind of see what performance we get running around and see how we actually get on. Now, what I will say is I'm actually used to running at quite high spec on a PC that's an i9 for 4090 in it. So if I was going to play this game, I probably wouldn't play it local. I'd probably stream it from that PC. But this is just more of an idea to see if it actually does it. At the moment, it's holding like 58 FPS, 56, 55. It's dropping down to. But it on the screen, and I don't know if it's for YouTube, if it's actually giving it away. For me, it looks incredibly smooth, and it's holding at a solid 55 FPS, 54. It's dropped down to then. I know there's nothing really much going on, but I can't really do much apart from hit people with this stick if I find them. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I don't know if that's coming across. Obviously, I'm not capturing or anything like that from the actual ROG itself, so you're just kind of seeing me from a video point of view. It did drop down to 50 there, but again, because of the AMD settings, I can't really see anything at all really that's causing me too much of a problem. I've gone the wrong way. Let's just kind of run in the building, see if anything happens. But we're sticking above 50 FPS. Now I know that's not gamers, but I'm not sure. You have to let me know what consoles kind of FPS are on this. I can hear somebody. Can definitely hear somebody else knocking about. Oh, I don't know any of the. I've been playing it on mouse and keyboard. I don't know any of this. Actions. Move to backpack. Is there no quick move? Whoa, I have to move. Surely that's not the quickest way to move things to the backpack. Oh, there's a guy there. Let's see if he's friendly or he's going to kill me. Where's he gone? Hello? I don't have my mic's on. Where did he go? Oh, I wanted to see if I was going to get killed. Anyway, so let's come out of this game. Oh, so you don't know the keybinds. So the setting, there you go. I press the wrong button all the time. Exit. Yes, quit. What is interesting as well in the new full screen mode, why has it not done anything? Gotta press the right button. Is that if you minimize something, sometimes it will just kind of pop back up on you. So for instance, if I do this, see, it doesn't allow you to do minimize. It will just kind of go, no, you're not minimizing me. All right, and here we are in my favorite game. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. But we are slick in the Division 2. I had a few problems the first time I booted it up for some reason, but I had to change to DX12, which Division usually does not like DX12. But on the ROG, it's loving some DX12 action. And you pretty much get anything from 50 to 70 FPS. And yeah, it's running really nice. There's no lag. My aim is well bad. Anyone that's watched any of my Division videos will know why I'm here at Lincoln Memorial. It's a meme at this point. This guy had a bad time in the door. But yeah, you know, it's getting probably 10 or so FPS more than the original ROG. You had to run that at 30 FPS for it to be good. A little bit of lag then, but nothing terrible. I could probably cap the FPS and have a you know, maybe a better time if you capped it at 50 maybe. 60, but with all of the fancy stuff that AMD are doing, it just works well. I should have probably put a build on or something, but I'm not even sure what I'm wearing at this point. There's a bullet. I'm using a Bullet King, which is so 5 years ago. But yeah, this is really the game that I use this for. I make my builds on the fly, ready for when I make my videos and stuff and things like that. But yeah, we're gonna wrap the video up here. As soon as we kill this guy here, we're gonna wrap it up. To the boss, he'll kill everybody for us. Got some frame drop there with the boss with his nade launcher, but the bat is so good. Look at it, it's so good. But yeah, overall extremely happy. It's an upgrade on my original ROG, and yeah, it kind of works for my gaming style, couch gaming. I have a PC I can stream from. I can use Game Pass. You know, if you're using all them things, then it's a win. If not, it's a pretty expensive paperweight that you'll never really use. So it does depend on what you're playing on it. We've seen it can handle, you know, new games like arcraiders. You've just got to play around with it, get the settings where you want to. I had to play around with the Division settings a little bit, turn around down the fog and, you know, and things like that. But, you know, I could probably sacrifice a few more things and make it even more smoother if I really wanted to. But overall, I'm extremely happy with it because it just fits my gaming needs. One thing to note is that the Xbox, you know, this is an Xbox kind of thing that they're touting in the adverts all the time. Isn't necessarily true. If you go into this section here, and you can see like Gears of War Reloaded, I own this. This is an Xbox Game Anywhere game that I actually own. I bought it on Xbox. It's a Game Anywhere. Same with Halo. It's a Game Anywhere game, and that works on PC and on Xbox, meaning you can play them on this or on your Xbox. They really need to get a move on with everything Game Anywhere. Anything that they're selling in the Xbox store needs to be Game Anywhere, essentially, or any games going forward. Anyway, if they truly want to call this an Xbox. What's funny is at the moment, the Xbox services are having an issue. It says here at the top there's some kind of system issue right now, but lucky enough that's not affected me making this video. So yeah, I like it a lot. It does it put Division in my library now? Play history, yeah, Division's now in my, oh, that's not the right one. My games, no, it's still not put Division in here, which is odd, but we know we can press the Xbox button and it's there. So yeah, there's still quite a few bugs and stuff with it. It's still not the smoothest experience that I would hope it to be. But yeah, for me, it's perfect upgrade because I had the original ROG. If you've got the in-between ROG, I don't necessarily think it's a necessary upgrade. But yeah, just wanted to do this a little bit of a different video. That's going to be it for the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. I am dying to get to 40k before the end of the year. That would be amazing if you can help me out with that. And I will see you in the next one. As always, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.